Extradition continues in London. RT sat down for an exclusive interview with his father, John Shipton. This week on In Question, host Manila Chan is joined by Assange's friend, former UK MP George Galloway, for his reaction to RT's exclusive interview. And we start this clip with Shipton's response to the allegation that his son Julian is anti-American.
He never was anti-American. In fact, the cypherpunks, with whom he corresponded over the internet, are mostly Americans. And today, a number of the cypherpunks are billionaires, you know, and Silicon Valley titans. So he never had any anti-this. He was pro-justice.
Pro-justice. All right, joining us to discuss this ongoing case, former UK MP and friend of Julian Assange, George Galloway. So, George, Mr. Shipton appears to be a soft-spoken man, a reasonable man. What is your takeaway from Mr. Shipton's interview with RT?
It's a remarkable interview, and everyone should make the effort to try and see it. Soft-spoken, gentle, a proper gentleman in every respect. I know him. I met him in Australia, as it happens, spent some time with him, and this has all been agony for him, and of course for Julian's mother. They have indefatigably tried to muster support for their son, as any parents would do. But he touched on a number of things in this interview that don't get much airtime. And even from me, because of course the indictments that Julian is facing are all about the war logs and the exposure of war crimes in the Iraq War, in Afghanistan, and so on. But Mr. Shipton touches on what I think is the blue touch paper. The persecution of Julian Assange really only began in earnest after 2016. They were content, in a way, to leave him stuck in the Ecuador embassy if it had not been for the rise of Donald Trump and the election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And Mr. Shipton correctly identifies that as the X factor in this whole persecution.
And George, we have a clip of that we want to play as well, because speaking about the press, George, you and I have discussed this. The point of the press is to speak truth to power. Assange did just that.